What's going on, everybody? It's the Beastly Gamer and
Kate.
And this is episode 2 of Beauty and the Beast. We hope you guys have been out there having a good time. We have. We've been enjoying some television, some movie theaters. We went and spent a few dollars at the theater and saw Sandra Bullock in Gravity, which is an amazing experience. I'm not really a big Sandra Bullock fan. What was the movie she did a couple years ago?
The Blind Side.
She did
I love that movie.
Yeah, that was one of the movies that she did recently that blew my mind. I thought it was a great movie, fantastic acting. But other than that, whenever I think of Sandra Bullock, I think of Demolition Man. That's probably before your time. But this movie, Gravity, it was just a hell of an experience. It was kind of surreal watching her and going through these situations with her and George Clooney. I mean, they both did an excellent job, and whatever accolades that this movie gets, I believe it truly deserves. We've been playing some games lately. What did you just beat again?
I just replayed Uncharted on the Vita.
And you beat it in a day or 2 days?
2 days, 34 chapters.
Okay, that's not what I've been doing. What did I do? I don't think I even played. I just been,
Nothing.
jumping back and forth on different games, playing some Call of Duty, some Battlefield, some Naruto.
Battlefield, you started getting into that.
Yeah, well, this video here, guys, is Battlefield. We kind of mixed it up a little bit. I didn't want it to be all Battlefield, so in between 2 Battlefield matches that I played, I threw in some Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Full Burst, which is the last Ultimate Ninja Storm game on the PS3. And for those, I'm pretty sure most of you guys do know, we are a Naruto family. A family that Narutos together. Is that the best thing to say?
No, that sounds stupid.
Naruto. But yeah, so this video has a little bit of, it's kind of a mix of gameplay for you guys' enjoyment. But what else has been going on, girl? What's been going on with you?
Nothing really. I mean, watching movies, playing games.
We watched, I mentioned this before, we watched 12 Years a Slave. We went and saw that in the theater. And honestly, guys, me being a black man, for those who don't know, I am actually an African American. I had tears in my eyes at certain points of this movie, and it really, really hits you. The kind of things that people actually went through. And
it's intense.
It really was. And this guy who played, I can't even remember his name now, but the guy who played him, he's awesome. The first movie he was in, do you remember the first movie you saw him in?
No.
Four Brothers. He
Who
was
he?
He was the drug dealer who was against the brothers.
Was he?
Yeah, and he was in the awesome, the movie you love, 2012.
I hate that movie.
But I wanted to kind of elaborate on that. Also, guys, and just for those who don't know, in the future, when if there are any questions you want to ask, and it's kind of private, you can send it to my email. It's therealbeastlygamer@gmail.com. We got a few questions down in the comment section, and one of them is pretty intense. The others kind of, centers on our gaming and how we met and things like that, which are great questions. But one kind of hits on the racial divide, I would say. And it's a young lady. Let me see her name again. Her name is Stephanie Onyx, and she left this message yesterday. And it's really intense, and it's for Kate. So Kate's going to be answering that. But before we get to that, I kind of wanted to give my point of view on the way I felt about this movie, 12 Years a Slave. It's a true story of a man who was actually free, who was kidnapped and held as a slave and treated as a slave back during the slavery times.
For 12 years.
It's in the title, yeah. When I was younger, Hunger, looking to fill me badly with that rallies.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's Outkast. For y'all who don't know down here. But when I was younger, Kate's the first Caucasian woman I've ever dated, and I pray to God the last woman I ever date, period. But or ever with. And when I was younger, especially my teen years and my early, adulthood, I had no field or no frame of reference on how to feel about interracial relationships. I only knew stereotypes. I only knew what people said and
What you were taught.
what you grew up with, your parents teach you. And I had a very particular look or outlook on the way that I interacted with white people and the way white people interacted with me. Now, I gotta say, personally, growing up, I had some pretty bad run-ins with with some racist people. And being young, I kind of attributed that mindset to a majority of the white people that I met until I got old enough to realize that everybody wasn't like that. And being with Kate really kind of solidified that mind frame with me, that there are fools of every race. There are really bad people in every race. There are black racists, white racists. There are people who hate Jews, people who hate Germans. There's just a lot of hate. But when you think about it, there's great people of every race too. And for all the black people out there who honestly think that all white people are racist, this is something you gotta think about. When all this slavery stuff was going on, if every white person was racist, we'd still be slaves. Period. It's not like a bunch of slaves got together and said we're tired of this, because we would all been killed. There were a lot of white people who were alive during these times who stood up for human rights and all man is created equal before God. That ideology, those ideals permeated with these people, and they won. And we had a civil war over it, and the rest is history. But I found myself in the theater looking at Kate, during these moments where I felt the pain. These are my forefathers, and it's just the reality of it. My forefathers did go through this stuff. I feel the pain, and I look at now what we got, what the end result was, this freedom we have today. And I felt so different. I know I felt incredibly different from the way you felt. And I've always wanted to know, but I never had anyone in my life who I was close enough to talk about these kind of things with. But when these movies like Amistad, when I saw Amistad, I was like, oh my God. I mean, I was young when that movie came out, when they showed all the slaves getting thrown off the boat.
I've never seen that movie.
When they went and took the slaves from Africa, they had too many of them on their boats. And when they were getting checked by the admiral, the maritime law was they could only have a certain amount on their boats. What they did was they took all the men and women, chained them to a big boulder and threw them off the side of the boat. And they all drowned it, going down into the bottom of the ocean. It was just heartlessness and anger. And I know, at certain points of movies like this, you're going to feel anger and you're going to feel disgust at the human condition and how deep a person can go from humanity to becoming a savage almost. And seeing the kind of things people went through. But I've always wanted to ask a white person, honestly, and you're the sweetest white person I know. And I wanted to ask you, when these kind of movies come on, or if you ever, are watching one, what are the kind of thoughts that go through your head when you see this kind of stuff?
Well, I'd hope that most people, or if not everyone, should think of how horrible it was. But with that said, I don't know, I've never been racist toward anyone. I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I know that people were always done wrong in the past, but I feel that way for the Jews, I feel that way for the Indians, for African Americans. All the people that were done wrong is a horrible thing, and I don't like watching people in those situations.
I can tell. I felt real sad looking at you. It looked like it was real painful for you to watch.
Because I'm such a nice person.
I love you, babe. I know you are. I'm sorry, guys. We're getting personal. She's so sweet. And she really means it. If I wish you guys could see her face when she's talking about it. I think that, I have a very similar view on things. And I'm part Indian, Cherokee Indian, guys. I got 2 different color eyes. And that's the truth. You guys can pause the videos and check. But my family has been persecuted a lot personally. The Cherokees up north and of course, African American side, my dad's side of the family. And history is history. History is his story. It's a story that's told. And the thing is, we gotta kind of push forward for a better future and kind of let a lot of that negativity go. Because, people hold on to shit. They look like a lot of black people will watch a movie like that, and it'd be like Roots. I don't know if you guys are old enough to know, but when Roots came out, there was riots in the street. Black and white people in the 70s fighting and killing each other. It was serious. And I think it's gotten to the point now where we can watch it and we can live through it and we can experience it together and understand that there are good things and bad things that happen as part of the human condition, but we got to move forward through it. And the movie, though, guys, overall, I think it's probably, if not it's one of the best movies of the year. I mean, the acting was spot on. What do you think
And
about?
through the whole thing, you were waiting for Django to come.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been a hell of a spin, right?
Django, yeah.
If Django was in this movie, it would have been a little bit different. It might have been 2 hours a slave. I actually said that to her when we were watching it. I said, "Damn, where's Django when you need him?" These people went through a lot. And Brad Pitt was in the movie. I don't know the guy's name, but he played Magneto in X-Men First Class. And he was in what's that movie with aliens? I can't remember the name of it. But these actors did a hell of a job. They really encapsulated that era, that time frame, and the movie was great. Now, something that you kind of got me into just now. She's been talking to me about this now for what?
A week.
It's been longer than a week.
No, it only took me a week to watch it.
Yeah, but you've been talking to me about it for longer than a week. Is this show she's watching on Netflix called
House of Cards.
Kevin
It's
Spacey?
a Netflix original.
It's an original, just like me. I've been wanting to watch it. I normally don't take time to get really involved in TV shows unless I really want to watch it because I feel like it's an investment. It's like starting an RPG. You can't really start playing a role-playing game and play it casually because it's really an investment. You got to put in a lot of time.
And you always worry about getting disappointed at the end.
Dexter! She won't let Dexter die.
God.
Well, he didn't die, did he?
No, he became a lumberjack.
Lumberjack. But we started watching. Well, she already watched the first season, and I just watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it's an incredibly good show. If you guys, well, everybody now has Netflix, just about. If you don't have Netflix, steal Netflix.
Get Netflix and borrow somebody's username.
Yeah, that show is really good. Kevin Spacey's a great actor, and it seems like he's not pigeonholed in his typical position, his typical role. He seems to be branching out. This might be the role that was made for him.
He's very hardcore in this show.
Yeah. And once again, guys, I said this before. I'm not the best Battlefield 4 guy in the world. These maps that you guys see me playing, well, actually, right now I think Naruto's playing. But the maps, I don't know them. I think I may have played these maps twice now, 2 or 3 times maybe total, and so I'm still learning them. But I got a pretty strong hair trigger, so I'm usually able to take people out. Excuse me, hairball. Okay, what we're going to do now, guys, is get to some of the questions that my subscribers have been asking. Also, I'm going to let you guys know tomorrow I'll be uploading a video of the new winner of the PlayStation Network card. It shouldn't have took so long for me to be able to send this out, but like I said, Peter George, this guy never...
And my daughter wanted to talk to you.
You idiot. Yeah, so I'm going to be releasing that video tomorrow. And I know these videos have been coming out in kind of quick succession. I promised you guys that I would get them out for you. You guys mean a lot to me. These relationships mean a lot to me. And I appreciate all your questions and queries. We're going to start with my buddy Marco Salvo. Marco, you asked me why did I start YouTube and who inspired me? And this is the first part of your 2-part question. Why did I start it? Well, I guess I'll go to who inspired me. I've been watching YouTube for a long time. I like watching conspiracy theories and things like that, Illuminati videos, and of course I'm a gamer, so I watch Woody's Gamer Tag, Briar Rabbit. I'd see a little bit of Broken Games HD, but I haven't been watching him nearly as much lately. Arrogance is something that I don't like. It's like a Floyd Mayweather. I don't like him because he's so arrogant, Broken Games HD, he's a good guy, from what I can tell. But his appearance, his delivery is so arrogant. It's just like Hard 8. That shit funny to me. I mean, it's like your delivery. You can't appease everybody.
You have to be a likable person.
And I mean, nothing against these guys. I still watch their videos. I just don't watch them nearly as much. But I have to say the people who inspired me were some of the greats. And to me, these greats are people who I consider an everyday guy or everyday girl. Briar Rabbit, he's a great inspiration to me. IGN. I want to be just like Greg Miller. Greg Miller's the man. I gotta say Woody's Gamer Tag. He's a great guy, and he has a moralistic background. He has a good foundation, and he's able to give great advice to his subscribers. And yeah, that's what kind of inspired me. I've been telling her for probably 2 or 3 months before I started the channel that I was going to start doing YouTube, and I don't know, did you believe me?
Yeah, but I thought it would take much longer.
Yeah, the only way you're ever going to get, successful in life is just get started, guys.
Just do it.
The Nike phrase. And that's why we got 2 kids. Okay, and Marco, your other question is, how did me and Kate meet? Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
We met at work when we worked in Ohio, and at a factory job. Kate was the little lady walking around real fast.
The small parts auto sorter.
Yeah, she was always moving parts around, and she kept a little beanie on because it was cold up north. And we never really talked in person, but one day we exchanged MySpace names at the time clock because I worked third shift, she worked second. I'd come in, she'd be leaving, and she's so quiet. I'm surprised we ever really hooked up, but we exchanged MySpace information and we started chatting online. Before she'd come to work, I'd be up in the morning, talk to her a little bit, and then when I get off, I'd say hi to her, and then, and somehow it just happened. One day I asked her out, we went out and had a meal and a movie, and she's been with me every day since.
I remember you got so mad when I didn't eat your chicken wings you brought to work.
Yeah, because I can cook, damn it. I used to do stuff.
Now I'm making you chicken wings every day.
Yeah, that's what you call
That's serious.
The 180 turnaround. Yeah, she cooks me dinner every night. But yeah, that's how we met, and I can't say I regret a moment of it. It's been a hell of a ride, and I'm very thankful to God that things worked out the way they did. Okay, we're gonna move on to Jake Wilson. Jake, you asked Jake, here's his question. What are our thoughts on PC gaming versus console gaming?
You talking to me?
I said ours. He asked, what are your thoughts?
I've never ever played a PC game in my life. Well, I played Silk Road for a while, actually. So
I don't think that constitutes PC gaming. Well, this is my thoughts on it, and you can elaborate on it. Feel free to interrupt anytime. My thoughts on PC gaming are this. PC is definitely the elite of the systems. It breeds some very contentious bastards. The PC elite, the gods of the gaming community. I'm a PCer. I'm a PC gamer.
All the hackers.
Yeah, I mean, PC gaming has its issues, but it breeds this attitude that you're better than everybody else because you're a PC gamer. Me personally, if the PCs had, PlayStation ports to plug your controller into, I'd be a PC gamer. It's the control mechanic that I just can't wrap my fingers around. Of course, you're going to always be able to get a better experience overall. You're going to get better resolution. You're going to get better frames per second. And a lot of times just a better overall experience because computers are consistently being upgraded. So even if you have a top tier PC and something new comes out, you can replace your graphics card. You can get more RAM. You can, bump up these certain aspects of the machine, the hardware, to make the experience that much better.
But to PC game, you need to have a top of the line laptop to actually do it and it look quality and with a console, you just buy the console when it comes out.
And the standard stays the same, and it gradually gets better throughout the life of the console. But most people who PC game, they don't use laptops. Unless it's a high-powered, like, an Alienware or something like that, something with ridiculous specs, would be because a lot of those aspects of a laptop can't be changed out. You can't.
Well, yeah.
Really change out
nowadays
graphics
they have
cards.
everything soldered on the motherboard. You'd have to switch out the whole motherboard to upgrade it.
So I'd say in closing, Jake, I think PC gaming there's nothing wrong with it. Of course, PCs are multifaceted, so you can, play Grand Theft Auto and then do your taxes. I mean, it's a lot of stuff you can do with a PC. Me personally, I just don't consider it a gaming machine. Of course, it is one. It's like saying, I don't consider my phone a gaming machine. It plays games, but, it has other functions that supersede it as a gaming
Rig.
And I feel the same way about PCs. A majority of people don't use them just for gaming. And I'm not taking away from the fact that it's a better experience overall, but for me, I just don't see it as that because there are pieces of hardware that are sold as video game machines. And to me, that's what I like. I like my gaming consoles. And that's how I feel about it. All right. And his favorite game of all time is Ocarina of Time. You never played that. It's
I
awesome.
have not.
On the Nintendo 64. Okay, and this question was from Stephanie Onyx, and she is from Vermont. Now, Stephanie, you don't always have to send these kind of messages through the messaging. You can always send them to my email, therealbeastlygamer@gmail.com. And this question is for Kate. I'm going to read it for you guys. You guys can probably see it too. It says, "Hi, Beastly and Kate. I have a question for Kate. I live in Vermont, and I'm in an interracial relationship. My boyfriend is black, and he is great. My mom and dad have always been against interracial relationships, but I feel like this is my life, and I will be with who my heart tells me to be with. I will be 15 in May, and my question is how to bring this to my mom and dad. I want them to get to know him and see that he is so wonderful for me. We go out and do things together. He really listens to me and cares about me as much as I do him. I just don't want them to be dicks to him. And before you ask, no, we are not sexually active, but we have been to first base a few times. I think of myself like you, Kate. I love games and happen to be in a relationship with a black guy, so any advice from you would be fantastic. P.S. Your daughter is absolutely beautiful." Thank you.
She is beautiful.
I
Thanks.
really appreciate it.
Well, I was 19 when I was in my first interracial relationship. Growing up, though, my parents were never against it. They never told me they don't want to see me in one. They never told me it was wrong. They never talked bad about African Americans. So I never had that stigma of my parents hating the fact.
She's from Vermont. Is that, I guess it's not racial, a lot of interracial relationships.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure, but for me, I never had that. So I was 19 when we met. So when I introduced him to my family, I was a bit older, and they kind of saw me as an adult and respected my my wishes, I guess, to be with somebody that I cared about, somebody that cared about me. So
Yeah, Kate's mom looked at my shoe size and said 14s.
oh, please get
Good
out.
job, honey. No,
You lying?
I do wear 14s. That's not a lie. But go ahead and answer the girl's question.
So I never really had an issue with the interracial and bringing it up to my parents. But for you, I think if your parent really cares about you, and most parents that are good parents, all they want to do is see their child happy. They want to help them along the way, but make sure overall that they're happy in life. And you should start by telling your parents that he makes you happy, and before you even get to his race or anything like that, let them know all the good attributes of him, and let them know that times are changing, and they can't have this stigma when they've never actually were in this situation. This is your first interracial relationship, so they've never witnessed an interracial relationship. So maybe this one will change their minds.
Or they might be suffering from, people get this thing in their mind where they have a stereotypical view of people. It's like Tyrone, or, some guy with his pants hanging off his ass with a do-rag. I mean, there are parts of African American society that I am ashamed of. I see these guys walking around with the pants hanging out their ass. I saw a guy inside the BP. I said, "Hey man, you need a belt? Be a man, grow up. Have some business about yourself." And they might have this same mindset that a lot of people who aren't familiar with intelligent and caring people of color actually have. So what I would do personally is have this sit down with your parents and let them know that you're getting older and that your decisions should matter to them, and let them know that they raised you, and they raised you to be a good person and a caring person, and that this is where your heart has led you, and it's led you to a person that obviously makes you happy, that spends time with you, and it could blossom into something great. Now, when Kate first met me, she had a lot of people who didn't have the same beliefs as her, kind of thinking that I'd be here, I'd knock her up, and I'd leave, and all kinds of stuff. But of course they didn't know me, and it sounds like more than likely your parents don't know who your boyfriend is or what he stands for. But then again, you guys are still young, so before you guys do anything that you might look back at one day and think of as a mistake, think heavy about these decisions. Talk to him about where you guys see yourselves at in 5 years. Because basically, when you're dating someone, all that is a stomping ground to see if you're compatible for life. That's what dates are all about. You get with somebody, and if you think that you can live with them, if you think you can stand them for many, many years, then it works out. And so if you feel like there's a longevity in your relationship, you two work together, because ultimately you don't have to sleep with your mom and dad. If this guy ends up being your husband one day, that's going to be the one you're sleeping with, and he'll be the one to have your back over everybody. As a father, I gotta say, I love my daughters to death. I'll do anything I can to protect them, but especially like being a young 15-year-old daughter, talk to your father, talk to your mother, and explain to them that this guy's good. Let him talk to your parents, let him meet them, and hopefully they'll see your point of view. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but everything in life that's worth having is hard to get. Everything. If you want to be rich, you got to work hard. If you want to be in shape, you got to work hard. If you want to be successful, you got to work hard. And you're going to have many, many obstacles in your way trying to shut you down. And sometimes it's like that in relationships. You might go through hell with someone for years if you both trying and things constantly jumping in your way. Exes trying to mess things up. Arguments over stupid shit. But you got to work at it. And the more you work at it, the more likely it'll be worth having. So you keep that in mind, and that's what I gotta say about it. You can finish.
No, I kind of lost my train of thought now.
I'm sorry, that train was moving out of my mouth. But she wants advice from you.
I gave her. Never forget what I was talking about. So.
Her name's Stephanie Adams.
Really?
Stephanie, you stay positive and you stick around. And definitely let us know what's going on with your parents. I'm concerned, and I definitely would like to know, what happens in the future.
How they react.
Yeah, because everybody is you're not going to get the same reaction out of 10 different parents. Some are going to flip, some are going to flop, some are going to cave in, and some will be supportive. And so hopefully your parents are supportive. You say that you were raised not to be in an interracial relationship. I don't know if that means they actively.
No, they were just always against.
Oh, they were against it. Okay,
yeah,
so.
They never told her not to be. They were just against them.
Well, talk to them about their beliefs and find out.
But your family was against them.
Yeah,
growing up.
My family actually was. I grew up in a household of pro-black. Throw up the fist, black. You know what I'm saying?
Black power.
Yeah, black power. And my whole life, I believe that. And when I met you, the first time we were together, I had visions of my dad, looking at me. And it was like, you had to fight against everything you've ever known for the betterment of yourself. And sometimes that's just what you have to do. You've got to be the adult. You're a young woman. You made the decisions that you've made in your life after being raised by your parents. So I'm trying to see how much they actually would stand behind this ideal that interracial relationships are wrong. You show them a picture of Nova, and you ask them, is there something wrong with that? And hopefully this young guy, if you guys are the same age, you guys can plan out a future together. Stay active in school. Don't drop out of school and start, falling behind your task in life, because that's the stomping ground for your success. You work hard in school and have him work hard in school. You guys stay in touch with one another, stay close to one another, and when the time comes for you guys to start making adult decisions, you'll be prepared. But that's another test. If you guys are able to put everything in its proper place as far as your priorities and work out, your school, keep your parents, on your side, because you're doing what you need to be doing to move forward in your life, but at the same time you're carrying on this relationship and you're doing that in a respectful way, when the time comes for you to make adult decisions, it will be understood and there won't be any discussion. So that's what I gotta say about it. Stephanie Onyx.
Totally,
dude. And just so you guys know, any future comments like that, once again, send them to therealbeastlygamer@gmail.com.
Or they can put them in there if they don't mind.
Yeah, well, I didn't know if she wanted everybody to know who she was or not. Who knows? She might be getting comments from other people now. But we'll definitely answer any questions you guys put up here, as long as they're respectful. We enjoy doing this. It's late Saturday night.
I'm sleepy.
She's sleepy, but she still, pulled herself out of the television to.
You were watching TV too.
I was just waiting. I was just waiting. I wasn't even looking at the TV. I was looking at my watch.
He's lying.
I'm looking at my watch with one eye and looking at you with the other one. As soon as the credits roll, that was up.
Well, now we have to watch it all over again.
Hey guys, also we're going to be doing a Let's Play of...
I don't know.
You don't remember the name of it?
No, but it's a fun game.
It's called Don't Starve.
Okay.
I haven't played it yet, and play that to let you guys, come along. And tomorrow we will be live, so come on back to the channel tomorrow at 6 p.m. And check out Beastly Thoughts with me and Briar Rabbit, and you guys will be able to leave your comments down in the comment section, and we'll answer them as they, appear in real time. It's new technology.
Ooh.
You guys be good.
He's rambling.
Take care of yourselves. Be sure to like, comment, favorite, and
Subscribe.
That's what Nova says.
That's it, yeah.
I'm the Beastly Gamer. I'll see you guys next time.